There have been rumors all over the internet of a rift between the couple in the last couple months after Brady was excused from practicing with the Buccaneers. While Tom Brady has been pretty vague about what's going on, Gisele Bündchen is getting candid about their relationship. The 42-year-old supermodel opened up about her relationship with Brady and her concerns about him coming out of retirement as the newest Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback. Here's everything we know. First things first, why does Gisele want Brady to quit football? The Brazilian model said she obviously has her concerns since football is a very violent sport. And apart from that, she'd also like Brady to be more present for her and her children. Gisele explained that she had those conversations with her husband over and over again, but ultimately she feels that both parties will have to make a decision that works for them. She added that Brady needs to follow his passion too. The couple got married back in 2009 and share a son named Benjamin Rain, who's 12, and a daughter named Vivian Lake, aged 9. Brady is also a father of son John Jack Edward, 15, whom he shares with ex-girlfriend of 3 years, Bridget Moynahan. During her L chat, Bunchen explained her decision to step back in her career to prioritize her kids. She said as parents, both of them have to think about what they're doing, and there are moments that really shape who they are as people. She said to the outlet that she feels very fulfilled in that way as a mother and as a wife. Bunchen stated that she's done her part, which is to be there for Tom. The Brazilian model moved to Boston and focused on creating a cocoon and a loving environment for her children to grow up in, while also being there to support Brady and his dreams. She continued that seeing her children succeed and become the beautiful little humans that they are, while also seeing her husband succeed and being fulfilled in his career makes her happy. Gisele said that at this point in her life, she feels like she's done a good job with her family. The 42-year-old model also shared her plans to focus on her own goals in the near future, claiming that she has a huge list of things she has and wants to do at her age to feel more connected to her purpose. Next up, let's talk about how all this is making Tom Brady feel. Brady said that he thinks everyone's getting one day older at a time and that no one's really all that sure whether they're going to be here next year or not. The quarterback explained how that's the reality for every player, every coach, and every parent, and that we should all take advantage of the opportunity that we have. When Brady returned to practice 11 days later from his break, the father of 3 said he needed the time away. The 45-year-old Buccaneers quarterback remained vague last when he addressed his absence from training camp due to personal reasons, though it seems things are beginning to add up. Even his teammates admitted that the guy looked gaunt and exhausted after his return from his so-called break. Brady told reporters that everyone has difficult situations they're dealing with, and we all have unique challenges in our lives. He continued that he's a 45-year-old man and there's a lot of S going on, so you just have to try and figure out life the best you can since it's a continuous process. Finally, with everything laid on the table, is it really as bad as it looks? Page 6 exclusively reported how there are currently issues between Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen, who've been married since 2009. On Monday, multiple sources told People that Bunchen is frustrated with her husband's decision to unretire. The source that reported about the couple's rough patch said that going back to Tampa after the retirement put a strain on the personal side of Tom Brady's life. They added that Gisele is frustrated and sick of his career coming before their family, who has always supported him. Tom and Gisele are in a fight right now, but apparently the couple spending time apart from one another has happened before. The same source explained that the two are trying their best to make the relationship work. After Brady's first post-retirement NFL game Sunday, he talked about his life on and off the field on the latest installment of his SiriusXM podcast, Let's Go. The QB said that to him, football and family have always been the most important thing. That sounds really heartwarming and all until you think about the fact that his wife, Gisele, never even made it to the stadium in Arlington, Texas for the game itself. What she did do, though, was try her best to pour cold water on the reports that were going around concerning her marital issues with husband. The Brazilian model took to Twitter immediately before kickoff to post, "Let's go Tom Brady, let's go Bucks," in an attempt to back the Tampa Bay QB ahead of his season-opening game with the Buccaneers. Now on to other news. First up, the NFL world reacts to Tom Brady's decision. According to reports, Tom Brady will be listening to his wife. While Gisele Bündchen is said to be dissatisfied with Brady's decision to continue playing football, she won't have to put up with it for much longer. According to NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport, Brady's final season as a football player will be in 2022. He's reportedly planning to retire at the end of the season. Brady's 11-day absence from the Buccaneers was the result of a mid-retirement promise he made to his wife Gisele about spending more time together, according to Dov Kleeman. The team understood, and he only missed 4 real practices, but it's still disappointing that the 2022 season will be Brady's final, given that he's still a pretty good quarterback. Everything aside, it's still very understandable. At some point, you have no choice but to step away. One last ride. Let's do the damn thing again, one fan wrote. While there were a number of people concerned about his marital affairs, there were also people who couldn't be less bothered. Okay, cool. Now can we just worry about football? This man's personal life is no one's business, added another fan. It's been a pretty wild year for Brady, that's for sure. Next up, new texts show Brett Favre's alleged involvement in welfare scheme. Text message from 2017 show Brett Favre received funding from Phil Bryant, the former governor of Mississippi, as part of a bigger welfare fund scheme in what has been described as the state's largest public fraud case in history yet. The controversy surrounds Favre's efforts to raise funds for the construction of a new volleyball stadium at the University of Southern Mississippi, Favre's alma mater and the school where his daughter plays volleyball. Favre approached Bryant for assistance in raising funds, and Bryant reportedly turned to nonprofit founder Nancy New for help. Ann Wolf of Mississippi Today obtained text messages which were then entered on Monday into the state's ongoing civil lawsuit over the scandal show Favre, New, Bryant, and former welfare agency director John Davis conspired to divert at least $5 million from the state's welfare funds towards the stadium's construction. According to Wolf, New has already pleaded guilty to 13 felony counts related to the fraud case, in which nonprofit leaders misappropriated at least $77 million in funds intended to help those in need. Favre has not been charged with any criminal offenses, as is said to have repaid the $1.1 million. He claimed he had no idea the money he received came from welfare funds. Lastly, CBS Rules analyst says 2 plays from Steelers-Bengals carry important NFL lessons. 2 important officiating lessons could be learned from key moments during the Pittsburgh Steelers' 23-20 overtime win in Cincinnati on Sunday. According to one former NFL referee, one of the in-question plays was receiver Ja'Marr Chase's near touchdown run down the Steelers' sideline with 2:49 remaining in the game. Even though Chase's right foot clearly touched the goal line, the play was ruled a completion but fell just short of a touchdown. Surprisingly, even though the Bengals were trailing 20-14 at the time, the coaching staff never challenged the play to see if, once he had possession, Chase was able to break the plane of the end zone with the ball. Most people who saw the play in slow motion thought Chase scored and that the call should be challenged, but Bengals head coach Zach Taylor never did. Chase himself did not believe he'd been accepted, so he never requested a review. If he had, perhaps the entire bizarre sequence of a missed extra point, TJ Watt's injury, or the wild overtime would not have occurred. Steratore also mentioned Deontay Johnson's incredible one-handed toe tap catch in overtime. That play was originally ruled incomplete, but it was later overturned. Steratore advised NFL officials to lean toward the assumption that NFL players do the unexpected on plays like Johnson's. Instead of assuming that the play could not have been made, it should be overturned by replay if necessary. That's a wrap for this video. Do you guys think Gisele Bündchen will decide to part ways, or will she stay by Tom Brady whatever decision he makes? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Goodbye for now, and see you in the next one.